welcome to Reddit on Reddit, the internet's auditory version of Reddit. I'm Nelson Allingham, joined by Michael Campbell.
A pleasure, Nelson. An absolute, genuine pleasure for you to talk to me.
Yeah, well, that's debatable. Cambo, I'm coming in with a really spicy ice-cold recommendation.
Great. Not hot, though, just spicy.
Yeah, it's spicy.
Because
it's
hot,
not even spicy.
cold recommendation.
I was just trying to make it sound more fancy than an ice cold recommendation, but really, it's just your plain old ice cold recommendation. Because you know what? And it might have even been, I'm pretty sure it's already been an ice cold recommendation on this show before.
It's not Buffy, is it?
No, that one is red hot no matter when you recommend it. Okay. Buffy is always a red hot recommendation. Did you hear about the Buffy new season reboot thing?
Yeah. There's been set photos and stuff, I think.
Yeah. I didn't believe it until Sarah Michelle Gellar was like, yeah, I think it's happening.
Yeah, Nelson, it's happening.
Yeah. Then she kissed me and stuff. And then I was in, and then I woke up into bed. Anywho, my ice cold recommendation is The Good Place.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Which
very
is,
ice cold.
I'm sure we've spoken about it before.
Yeah, we must have.
But I just finished rewatching the whole season again. The whole series, in fact, people might call it. And goddamn, that's such a good show. Because I'll say why in particular. It's actually the last season that I think totally kills it. The first ones are like really good and enjoyable to watch, but the concept that they come. Oh wait. I need to say spoilers.
Don't act indignant.
Apparently, I got in trouble last week by mentioning a show that, by the way, is also. If I had recommended it, which I don't because it's not that good, it would be ice cold. Just say it. I feel like you shouldn't get in trouble.
To you, what's the moratorium on spoilers? How old does something need to be before you don't need to say spoiler?
Mine is like pretty low. I reckon it's like a year.
Oh, okay, yeah, right. Okay, well then, by your own rules, for some reason, lo and behold, Nelson, you're fine by your own rules.
Yeah, I'm fine. How long do you think it has to be?
I would say like 3 or 4 years.
3 or 4 years?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
To like casually not have to say to someone, have you seen this? Okay, then spoilers.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think about what came out a year ago that if I didn't get to watching, I'd be pissed off if somebody. Anyway, that's another conversation. Anywho.
Spoilers is what you say.
Spoilers. The Good Place. The last season, what they do really well is they talk about the concept of the afterlife and getting to heaven.
Yeah.
And everything is so boring because you spend eternity doing whatever you want. And they end up coming with the idea like you can eventually just walk through a door and then you'll just cease to exist. And knowing that you can do that at any point makes your current existence more meaningful. And because you know it can end and essentially probably will end at one point when you're just ready to go.
Yep.
And the way that they do that and the way they kind of introduce it and the concept of people just being like fulfilled and then walking through the door is so brilliant. Like, I feel like that's never, it hasn't been articulated in a way, I feel, in any other circumstance than kind of this, because what it's ultimately saying is it's not actually about the idea of trying to come up with a counterpoint against living for eternity and everything getting boring. What it's saying is it's okay that there's nothing after death.
Yeah.
Like it's actually a kind of peaceful thing that you get to just rest and be nothing. You cease to exist. Like there's an peacefulness about that, and you don't need to be scared about that. and also kind of alongside that, I feel like it's saying a few things, but to me anyway, personally, it's also saying, and that's why you should enjoy your life that you're living now.
Yeah.
Because at one point it will cease to exist. And I really love that. Obviously, I'm an atheist too, so I don't ever even believe in the afterlife. But to me, and I don't know whether they were trying to make this point. They probably weren't, I suppose, or definitely not overtly. It is like the concept of heaven or an afterlife is stupid, and you don't need it. Like nobody needs it.
Yeah,
you don't need anything afterlife.
The show makes a few points similar, like the idea of trying to live this life to get into the good place by the virtue of what was at the time held up as that is like impossible. Nobody could do. If you buy a product that has in some way been manufactured by sweatshops or the shipping has polluted the environment or anything like that, that's a negative point against you and you won't ever make it in.
If you listen to this podcast, you get negative points. So
yeah. There's no environmental impact. It's just that you shouldn't be.
You shouldn't be doing
listening. Yeah,
shouldn't be listening to this. Oh boy. Weirdly, we're gaining points. I don't know how that happens.
I tell you this, Nelson, we're gaining Discord followers for some reason.
Yeah, we got raided. Those bloody punks, Kemba. How dare they raid us?
Leave us alone. Let us have a middling Discord in peace.
We don't want to grow.
Something a friend of mine said to me the other day. He goes, you've been doing that Reddit podcast for so long. Like, why don't you guys ever promote it? And I was like, I know this doesn't make sense to you because you work on like big podcasts and you yourself do a lot of promotion, but we're happy. We don't want to promote anything.
If it happens, that'd be fine, but we don't want to put effort into it because we're scared that it might make us unhappy.
We've also talked openly about not wanting people we know to listen.
Yeah, that'd be the worst part.
Yeah.
Anywho, we should probably get into this podcast. This first post was cross-posted to us by Waves of Misery, and it was in the subreddit. Damn, that's interesting. But it's originally by Emergency Green 2602. First Australian-made rocket crashes after 14 seconds of flight.
Yeah, but we gave it a go, didn't we, Nelson?
Yeah, guys. Nobody ever says, good on Australia for giving it a go. I don't know why I find this so funny. It just seems very representative of our country to be like, we'll give it a go, but obviously we don't have the resources or
Also, this might not be as widely known to our American audience, which is the majority of our audience. Possibly it is better known to our, UK or Ireland audience. But there's a very popular saying in Australia, she'll be right. Which is basically like, I haven't checked, but I'm vibing that it'll be all right. And
for sure they use that phrase a lot when they were putting the rocket together.
Can you imagine?
Hey, I don't think we have enough fuel.
She'll be right.
It's not in the budget, but she'll be right.
So this is really, I guess, a worst case scenario of what she'll be right can lead to, which is not even half a minute in the air.
It was so funny.
Not even a quarter minute in the air, actually 14 seconds.
It barely gets off the ground, which is the funniest part to me. It's not like, if nobody's seen the video, it's not like it gets close to the atmosphere or even maybe goes out, because you could even argue that something that crashes right as it leaves or whatever would also be a failure. But this is like, it went up like, I don't know, maybe 20 meters and then it just wavered a little bit and then exploded and crashed and died. Oh, God, I thought that was so funny.
And you'd think, like, I would imagine, I'm not an aerospace engineer, but you would imagine, like, once it launches, it has to also get through the atmosphere and the ozone layer. Australia's got a big old hole in the ozone layer above it. You'd think that'd be the easiest place to launch a rocket from.
Maybe that's why they didn't put as much effort into it. Like, this baby's just going to sail through. So, no worries about it. Yeah, pretty funny. I didn't even know because this was obviously this is a private company.
We don't
that does this.
have
We don't.
like a NASA equivalent here.
Yeah. Because space is explored, Cambo. We don't need to.
Part of me, the thing is, part of me enjoys that like some private company was wasting a bunch of money. That's very funny to me.
Yeah.
But also, Australia loves this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
If we have a guy called Stephen Bradbury, who won. It was figure, some kind of like, it was like figure skating race, was it?
No,
or was it just, no, it's baton.
Figure skating.
Baton,
Ice skating race. Figure skating is
sorry,
like
not figure
dancing on skates.
Sorry, ice skating race. Who won, got gold medal because literally every other person fell over in the race. And Australia's like, that's the best thing ever. And
but the crazy thing is, it happened twice.
It happened twice.
Because you have to qualify and then you have to run the race where you get the gold medal. It happened in both of his races. That's the most insane thing. But all of Australia is like, what a legend. What a legend.
And honestly, Australia has what we call tall poppy syndrome, which is if someone built up too much, we love to cut them down. Like it's a very national thing. And honestly, I would say as a country, we were all on board for Ray Gun until Ray Gun sued people that were kind of making fun of her. And they're like, oh, come on, mate.
I'm still on board for Ray Gun. It's fine. I feel like there was a lot of bullying going on.
There was. That was definitely overblown. Someone was like, hey, I'm going to do your life story as a musical. And she's like, hey, I'm not actually comfortable with that. Oh, come on.
Oh, I've done it, though. It's on the road next week.
Oh, but to be clear, we're going to make heaps of fun of you when we do it. Yeah, no, that's not cool.
Yeah. You know what? I reckon if she had a blade of guns, right, maybe she could have, lived off the royalties of certain things for a while. I don't know. I don't know if I was in the same situation. I mean, now we're just talking about Ray Gun, but like, could I have put up with the bullying for my whole life if it meant that I didn't have to work again or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
You start bullying me, but also paying me, Cambo, and I'll tell you if it's worth it.
I don't know if anyone's ever lived successfully off it. We also had Corey Worthington here, 20 years ago. It was just a kid.
Wasn't like
he had a huge party and refused to apologize for it.
I don't think he was really bullied, though. I think he was like, I'm a fucking legend, and a lot of people thought he was a legend.
The media went after him. For sure.
Yeah.
But everyone's like, nah, he's all right.
It was like the classic 60-minute shows where they're like, can you believe this child threw a huge house party? And we're like, we can. It was awesome.
There's a famous interview. He still gets posted to Reddit every now and again where the lady's like, will you apologize? He's like, no. No, I think it was sick. I had a great party.
It was so good. And I remember he's wearing sunnies.
Yeah,
he's like, take the sunnies.
Won't take them off. The best bit is towards the end. She said, well, what advice do you have to any other young people that are thinking of throwing a party like this?
Why would you do that?
And he said, get me to organize it for you. But my point is, he never, no one really knows where Corey Worthington is anymore. He didn't, I think, cash in on his notoriety to the point that he doesn't have to work.
Yeah, it's because nobody thought about making a musical.
Yeah, that's true. I bet you someone has. I bet you one of the many comedy or fringe festivals we have in this country, there was a Corey Worthington musical.
Yeah. We could do it, Cambo. It's never too late. And also Ray Gun will appear at Corey's party.
Yeah, that's the post-credits of our musical.
And a rocket that doesn't.
Ray Gun appears and says, I'm putting together a team. It's me, you, Stephen Bradbury, and the rocket that exploded after 14 minutes. And maybe the Prime Minister that went missing in the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And probably we should mention the Emu War.
Oh, yeah.
We lost.
We're throwing a lot of Australian lore at our international audience right now, and I will not apologize for it.
I think people need to know how pathetic us Australians think Australia is.
Yeah, we lost the birds.
Yeah, that's lots of stuff that we don't quite hit the mark. Name one thing that we've done well, Cambo. You can't. Doesn't exist. That's why we like going for the underdog, because we're constantly the underdog.
Yeah.
we loved Kathy Freeman until she won the 100-meter sprint. And we were like, oh,
all right.
You're one of them now, are you? Anywho, I bet you not many people know who Kathy Freeman is. Anywho.
There might even be some young Australians that don't know who Kathy Freeman is at this point, Nelson.
No, they would have been to Science Works Campo. They don't.
It's part of the 2000 Olympic Games 25 years ago.
Yeah. Anywho, Campo, we should move on into Ask Reddit. Ask Reddit. This Ask Reddit was cross-posted to us by Gone Fish Caking, but it was recently by the Goonies Club. You have to spend a week with the hosts of the last podcast you listened to. Who is it? Oh, how do you feel about this?
Oh, good question. What was the last podcast I listened to? I'm going to have to pull out the phone, Nelson, and double check this. Oh, no, I'm halfway through an episode of Off Menu. There you go.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
I feel like I've done pretty well there. That's Ed Gamble and James Acaster.
Yeah. Is it always Ed Gamble, or was that just his guest that episode?
No, it's always Ed Gamble.
Okay.
The
I
guest.
didn't know. I knew it was James Acaster. Sorry, Ed. I'm sure you're great too.
We were meant to go see Ed Gamble, Nelson, and then you had to get married on that day.
Didn't he change?
Yes, he changed it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, whose fault's that?
I still think it's yours.
Oh.
Okay. So is it just the host or does the guest count? The guest is Stevie Martin, the episode I'm listening to, who is a comedian who appeared on the latest season of Taskmaster.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I've heard that name before.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was good. Wait,
yeah, she's very funny.
I need to look her up just to double check. Yeah. She was pretty funny. What's his name? Just off topic. Jason
Mantzoukas in The Good Place.
In The Good Place. He was hilarious.
Yeah,
in Taskmaster,
and Stevie and Jason as a team are very funny as well.
Yeah. They, I didn't realize, but I saw this interview with Jason Mantzoukas, and he was like, "Oh, I asked to be on Taskmaster. I went to them," and he's like, "Then I got a call with Alex Horn, and Alex was like." Explaining the show to me. He's like, whoa, stop. Like, I understand. I'm a big fan of this show. I can do it. And then he goes on to explain how he just decided he was going to ruin the set as much as possible, which he absolutely does. Yeah. That's hilarious. American listeners, you need to get onto Taskmaster because I feel like it's not as popular over there. Oh, did they do an American one?
They did, yeah. It's not very good. But I think in America, it's increasingly getting more popular. I think they've released a lot of them on YouTube, so you can watch a bunch of it for free on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Yes, very, very funny series. Anyway, so those would be your people.
Yes.
I think the last one that I listened to, I listened to The Besties, which is like, it's got two of the McElroy brothers on it, Griffin and the other one, Justin. Then it's also got some other people, Russell and somebody I don't really know. I think that it'd be fine. I think this is what I would be worried about. There's 4 people on that podcast. I think if I was in the same space as them, they'd just talk to each other and I'd kind of be on the outskirts, because like 4's a group. That's when you get a group going.
Yeah.
I feel like, for example, if somebody's answer to the question was our podcast, if it's us two and somebody else, we're not going to ignore the other person. We're just,
we'll incorporate them into conversation.
In the conversation. But when you've got 4 people and then an outsider, you're like, well, I suppose
we've already got a group here.
Yeah. Like you can get us drinks, I suppose. I'd just be the drink boy, I think, for them while they talk about video games and stuff. And it'd be like, oh, that's cool. And they're like, shut up, drink boy.
How many podcasts do the McElroys have?
They've got a lot. I think every one of them has one with their wife.
Okay.
So, and then the one they do together, so that's 4. Yeah. Then there's the Besties, that's 5. Then they've got the Adventure Zone, that's 6. I reckon they've got at least 6, but probably more.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is pretty nuts. I would hate to do the prep. I hate the prep work for this show. And we do it once a week, and sometimes we record 2 in a row.
Yeah.
So I don't have to do the prep for a fortnight. And every time I get to it, I'm like, this is the worst. No, it was dangerous though, because the other week, Amber, I was listening to a bit of the Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh, okay.
God forbid that had been the last podcast I'd listened to, because I could not spend a week with Joe Rogan, I think. Because the crazy thing about Joe Rogan is occasionally he has a really great guest on.
Yeah.
That is so good that they sort of manage themselves, which I think is important.
That's so true. Yeah.
Because so this lady who was speaking, she was like a scientist or something, and she was talking about basically microplastics. Mm-hmm. There was another word for it, something anyway. And it's about her like research into this, and basically it's like very crazy and damaging, the plastic that we are consuming. Even obviously we're consuming very small amounts of it, and it's really dangerous, and it's affecting the growth of babies and things like that. But what was so good about her is sometimes Joe Rogan does it, and I've heard him do this to like other people too, where he's like, so does that mean this could be a case based on what you're saying? Could I jump to this conclusion? Mm-hmm. And a bad guest of his, somebody I would argue who is not of the science persuasion, would say, well, maybe, we don't know, and they start getting into hypotheticals. Yeah. But I loved this lady, I forget her name, because she was like, no, like she's like, we haven't studied that, so we don't know that yet. Like, and I just thought that was so brilliant for her to kind of like shut him down. I mean, it's all like polite, and he's not necessarily. The thing is, he doesn't realize that he's doing the wrong thing, I think, by saying this sort of like hypothetical stuff. And it takes a well-rounded intellectual person to kind of pull him up on it and be like, no, you can't just say that stuff. You can't just make assumptions in science. You need to, make sure that what's the saying? Like, causation is not, what's that? Oh, shit.
Correlation is not causation.
Correlation does not mean causation, right? Yeah. But he just ignores that saying.
Yeah.
So he'll be like, oh, you've said this and this, they're correlated, therefore cause. Yeah. And she's like, no. So, anyway, that's why I think that's the only time when you can listen to Joe Rogan is when he has a person who's willing to kind of stand up for themselves, I guess, and not be like swooned by the like, oh, somebody's listening to my study and my interest, and yeah, sure, whatever you say is possible too.
Yeah, I've seen clips before. I quite like Brian Cox, the physicist.
Yeah,
I like Brian Cox, the actor, as well, but I like Brian Cox, the physicist. I've seen clips of him on the show, and to your point about guests that moderate themselves is, I feel like he was explaining something and then he would ask himself questions so he could explain it. So he's like, because then it had this result. And now what does that mean? Well, what that means. So he wasn't, I feel like he wasn't getting what he needed. So he was like, I'll do it myself. I've been doing this long enough to know how to do this.
Yeah. That's funny. Anyway. But yeah. Okay. What would you do with your week with Ed Gamble and what's his face?
I'd probably just keep getting them to do their stand-up routines for me.
Oh, yeah, they'd love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can talk about food if they want. That's fine.
They'd be like, oh, this bloody Make-A-Wish kid really is grinding our gears. I suppose we have to.
It's a good thing is I feel confident that I'm no nerdier than both of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I don't feel like they could be like, look at this loser. I'm like, we're all losers. Look at this.
Yeah, come on, guys. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, you're a famous comedian? And then you have to be like, oh,
yeah, I guess not. Guess I am
not.
the loser.
Guess I am the biggest loser. Okay, Gabbo. Let's move on and get into today advice.
So now it's time for Today I Learned. Hopefully these
Today I learned.
and also sometimes advice.
This advice was by Deleted. Fiance, 34 male, is allergic to cats, but proposed to me, 33 female, knowing I have four cats, and is now saying he had hoped I'd rehome them. What do we do now that we are facing living together? So, as the title states, looking for some help here. My fiance proposed in April of this year, after about 1 year together. Oh, pretty quick. During this time, you know what? Yeah, this is fine. Because I was like, obviously, our default is break up with him. It's a terrible idea. But like, you've been proposed to, but only a year together. Nah, you can break it off with them. Should I just go to the next one?
No, we'll play devil's advocate.
All right. We know how it's going to end, though, don't we? I have lived in a rental for the past 8 years, and he recently bought a fixer-upper home. I have had 4 cats for the past 13 years. I didn't necessarily willingly choose to have 4 cats, but long story... did you? But long story short, I ended up with mum and her 3 kittens and have raised them for the last 13 years. And anyone that knows me knows my cats have become my trusted companions. Over the past year and a half together, my fiance will stay at my house. He has never had a bad reaction, with the exception of one time we were sitting on the floor doing a craft and he got watery and itchy eyes. So anyway, on to now. We had decided after the engagement to fix up his home and live there since he owns the home. I have been helping remodel the house. I was very anxious about leaving my safe space at first, but fiance kept telling me to think of the positive things, such as my cats get to lay in the bay windows, etc., etc. So now during renovations, he had an electrician come, and the electrician left drywall dust in his wake that my fiance had a bad reaction to. My fiance then started saying that he was unsure he could live with cats, and this whole situation has now completely spiraled. I said I was comfortable making accommodations such as cat-free bedroom, air purifiers, frequent vacuuming. It'll be hardwood floors, and he has a Roomba. But he's still nervous and unsure. He told me he spoke to someone before proposing, and this someone told him that I should choose him over the cats, and that it hurts that I am not. I'm just sort of baffled at all this. He knew I had cats. He proposed, suggesting moving in, etc., etc. I can't help but feel like the rug has been pulled out from under me. I don't know what to do at this point. I'm certainly willing to take his health into consideration. Does this mean living separately? That would be unfortunate, but perhaps doable. Getting a separate living space, such as a cat house for the back of his house for them? I don't know, but I'm just looking to see what other people think. Am I being inconsiderate for not agreeing to rehome them?
I feel like I can talk to this, not to the extreme, but somewhat. I'm allergic to cats.
Yeah.
And I live with a cat. That was.
And where's the cat now?
Oh, Dustin, I've solved the issue, haven't I?
I've just realized correlation does equal causation.
But there was one cat for, like, Stacey had the cat before we got together. I'm not going to make her give away the cat. And my reactions are similar. I got really red, puffy eyes and whatnot. 2 things. One, take antihistamine.
Yeah.
That really helps. That pretty much solves most things. But the other thing is, I honestly think the longer I live with a cat, the less my allergies flared up anyway, because I think my body...
They do say that.
Yeah. I feel like my body started to attune to whatever was in the air. And the only time it got really bad for me was if Stacey was away, because our cat preferred Stacey.
Yeah.
So I was the only person. He would give me extra attention.
Yeah.
And sometimes if it was like he was trying to creep in the bed or something like that, every single time when Stacey wasn't there, that's the only time it ever flared up. But then again, antihistamine would pretty much solve it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? So I think it's important, the part of this post where she says that he hadn't had a flare up aside from one time when they were on the floor doing some crafts thing. Because I know people that are so. I have a friend, Josh, from the other podcast. What's the podcast called? Patchwork. Welcome to Patchwork.
Josh Porter, right?
Josh Porter. Anyway, he's come over to my house a couple of times, and on one occasion, the second time, because he was so allergic the first time, I was like, I'm going to make extra effort to clean up as much hair as I can. I mean, I did anyway, but I was like extra vacuuming on the couches, yada, yada. He ended up sitting on like a chair that the cat doesn't go on and wasn't really touching anything. But just over the period of like 2 hours, just could not control. He even had antihistamine. He took antihistamine before he came. And he was just like weeping, like crying, like he just couldn't. He was coughing. He just like couldn't shake this. It wasn't that he was like rolling around in cat hair or anything. And I feel like you could even vouch for the fact that our house isn't like super covered in cat hair everywhere.
It is, everyone. I don't like to say Nelson out loud.
Oh, no.
Yeah, God, it's awful.
I've blocked it out. But so obviously my point is that people can be so sensitive that just like being in the area can really set it off and be terrible, and antihistamine is not enough. But the fact that she said he's been over heaps of times and it only happened once.
Yeah. Yeah,
that to me says like he could definitely live with an antihistamine every now and again.
Yes, yeah, that's a very good point. And I suppose that's when I was saying I can relate to this, I feel like my level was about the same as this guy. Every now and again it would flare up.
Yeah.
I would get their reaction once, I don't know, every few months I might have this kind of reaction.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are people, to be clear, there are people that are very allergic and that can't live with a cat.
Yeah, that would be more serious.
Yes, based on this description, I think he is in the same boat as me.
What if
and
he
also,
was that
she's had
allergic?
the cat for 13 years. That's not that long.
And have raised them for the last 13 years. Yeah.
I feel like they've only got a couple years.
Yeah, well, she says she's got a mum and the kittens, which is crazy that the mum must be older. Right?
Yeah. It's the mum 13 and then the kittens are younger.
Maybe something like that.
Yeah, that's a longer term situation.
I don't know, actually. It's confusing. Maybe this was AI generated. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, I think it's what would you think though if he was as allergic as she said? I mean, surely then it would come up actually, like earlier.
Yeah.
Like every time he went over. And then I feel like you would have the discussion way earlier.
Yeah, I think so too. Like if it was as bad as Josh, this definitely would have come up a lot earlier. And he's flared up once with the cats and then once with dust.
Yeah.
Like the dust thing is not even.
If you throw dust in anybody's face.
yeah. Honestly. That's an odd occurrence to be like, oh, well, cats will be like this. But again, correlation is not causation.
Yeah. Anyway, I think break up with him, obviously.
Yeah, break up with him.
You've only been together 1 year.
1 year.
Oh, I tell you what.
I understand it more being toward the mid-30s. I feel like spans are shorter, like time spans are shorter for stuff like this. But a year still seems pretty quick. What?
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think is like an acceptable So Kevin and I both got the same notification, which was some other rascal joining our Discord. I don't know what I was going to say. Oh yeah, what do you think about how close together is too close to get proposed to have a proposal? Like since start of your relationship. What's too short?
I would say minimum is a year.
Yeah, minimum is a year. Okay. So if she was like 8 months, you're like...
But it's weird to propose before you've talked about stuff like this.
I remember seeing some I don't know, stat somewhere, which honestly could just be totally made up. It was like, it takes 3 years of being with somebody before you know them fully, like their full character, which I reckon I can totally agree.
Yeah.
Because there's some stuff that, after being with Ellen for plenty of time, she might say something about, I never knew that about you.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it hasn't ever been something that was a deal breaker.
There's no I know what you did last summer kind of situation.
Yeah.
It's like, this guy's threatening me because of the time I killed someone and they saw it.
Yeah.
I was not aware of that in your
I feel
backstory.
like that would have come up.
I think you definitely need to have also traveled with them.
You reckon traveling with them?
I think the first trip, when you travel with someone, I think says a lot about compatibility of people.
Yeah.
And it's not that you need to have some perfect holiday or anything like that, but there are people I know that have no longer in relationships, but when they first traveled together, they did not get along. And I think it's if there's any kind of stress at all, making sure you're at certain places at certain times and having your stuff sorted out, your passports and whatnot.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff flared up.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, that's good test, I suppose. All right, okay, but we should move on and get into shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts.
This shower thought was cross-posted to us by Amber Guini, but it was originally by Chewy Nut Cluster. Kissing boo-boos is one of the most basic examples of the placebo effect at work. Do you know what?
Yeah.
I think there's being a kid seems so easy because a lot of things really get that cause problems are so easily fixed immediately. Honestly, I think ice cream fixes a lot of things from what I've sort of seen. Kids upset. Oh, well, you don't even have to give them ice cream. It's just just remember the thought of, we've said dessert is ice cream. So you're upset now, but hey, remember we've got ice cream later. And they're like,
I think
turns out I'm not upset. It's pretty good. The problem my mum got into with my nieces and nephews at one point was giving them a Band-Aid. I mean, obviously, at some point they might have had to legitimately give them a Band-Aid. And then they were like, oh, Band-Aids are sick.
Yeah, Band-Aids fix.
Look at these cool characters on them, for one. And also the magical healing powers of Band-Aids.
Yeah.
So then they would just bump their arm and be like, I need a Band-Aid. And you're like, okay, you don't understand this, but you know what? It works. It's the placebo effect.
The one I really like with kids as well, I've seen my brother do this, is watched my nephew run into a glass sliding door.
Yeah.
And then he was starting to cry. And my brother's like, no, you're okay, aren't you? And he goes,
yeah.
Yes. It's like, okay. And then he just stopped. He was just about to cry. Then my brother said, no, you are okay. And he's like, yes, I'm okay.
I feel like every adult understands, after being around kids for only a handful of times, you quickly learn that the reaction to the event is far more likely to make them cry than the event itself. So I remember that example exactly. I feel like, sometimes you can just be like, hey, you're right, aren't you? But sometimes when the kid stacks it into a wall, you just nobody react.
Yeah.
Nobody look. Everybody, all the adults are giving wide eyes to each other because they're like, all right, we need to be ready if this is a serious incident to quickly react. But we think it's just temporary. And if we do react, it'll lead to something worse. And then, seconds later, they're up and running around again. You're like, see, good. Didn't react. Didn't end up in tears. This is a good,
and
good thing.
The thing that I think we've both learnt is like, who knows what reaction you'll get from anything with kids anyway.
Yeah,
There was a moment where there was maybe about 8 people sitting around a table, and your nephew-in-law sung a song. I think he sung the Spider-Man theme song. And then when he finished, everyone went, "Yay, well done!" He burst into tears, and we're all like,
"How dare you!" I was purposely doing a poor rendition.
I just did not see that reaction coming. But I guess in kid logic, it makes sense.
Yeah, that was really funny. I don't know why he got upset. I don't know. It was so confusing. But anyway, I think it was also maybe because he didn't know like you and Stacey and stuff.
Yeah.
Because even just the other last night he was over and the same thing happened. He sung something else and then we all cheered and he's like, "Damn straight, I deserve to cheer for that one." And anyway, kids are stupid. Is all I'm saying. Here's another one came over. This is by R Dragon Thunderzord. Well, okay, that's a cool name. R Dragon Thunderzord. Vandalism in bathroom stalls has gotten very rare now that we all have smartphones.
Yeah. Do you think if you just saw a QR code with no explanation in a bathroom stall,
I'd do it.
Should we? Like, we'll just do some graffiti anywhere and take a photo of it and upload it to a web portal. And then create QR codes of that graffiti.
Yeah.
And then we'll start putting the QR codes around bathroom, like on the back of bathroom doors and stuff.
Oh, that's good. Surely people have done this. It seems like such a trap. I think, here's the thing I've noticed. I don't know why. I feel like I'm very rarely pooping anymore in public places. And therefore I'm not looking at the back of a cubicle door.
Would you do it if it was at the top of a urinal?
Nah, I got my hands, occupied.
You're not going free, no hands?
I mean, sure I have in the past. And sometimes you only need one hand.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I have got my phone out before while I'm peeing at the urinal.
Yeah.
But then I feel like it's risky. For some reason, I'm more nervous if I have to lift it up and take opening
your camera at a urinal is probably a no-no.
I'm worried.
Like if I looked over and someone is opening their camera app as I'm standing next to them peeing, I'm like, "Come on, dude."
Yeah. The lens isn't going to be wide enough, am I right? That is. I didn't think about that part about it.
I
That's
think
a pretty big flaw.
By the way, just an observation is that I think that not everyone has nailed when a QR code is convenient, because I saw one when I was driving on like a freeway on a billboard.
Yeah.
And I was like, who is meant to be scanning this?
I saw that same one. I was like, who's doing this?
Yeah, if anyone scans it, they should get a notification on the phone being like, "Hey!"
Yeah. Like, you've been fined. This is illegal to use your phone.
I've got it. The TAC should put one up saying, "Learn about distracted driving."
Oh, that's good.
And if you scan it, the IP from your phone gets sent, like you get a letter in the
You're
mail.
enrolled in a course immediately. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Just trapping people in. Yeah, where am I most likely? I remember there was a near my place, actually, there's a storefront just on like the side of a street, and the windows and stuff are like blocked. You can't see into this place. I would say it looks even closed, like it looks abandoned or something. And maybe it is now because their marketing tactic didn't work, because all they've got is like a sign that hangs off the side that has a QR code. And I have walked past that place a couple of times, but I've never scanned it because I'm like, that's exactly what they want me to do. You can't be so shifty that people are like, "Oh, this is just some sort of scam, some sort of marketing scam." It needs to be more blatant. Like, I would do it if they were like, "Bet you won't scan this," then I will.
Yeah.
You know, I need the challenge or something. Or if it's just a flat out lie, like win $1 million, Like, well, they're probably lying,
on
but
the off
I don't want to risk it, do I? You know?
It would be an interesting experiment if we could put in a nice public place here in Melbourne a QR code, but above it in red letters, "Do not scan." And then at the end of the week, just see how many scans it has to just know roughly.
Okay, when this podcast takes off and we have enough money for a billboard, we'll put it on the billboard first, which is pretty funny already. We know that that's hilarious. And then we'll say, "Do not scan." And I think what it is it's just a counter, just a ticker. Like when you go there, it just shows 10,000 people.
This many people have scanned.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Done. Let's do it. All right, Camo, let's move on into podnapping.
Oh my God, I'm being podnapped.
Podnapping. This is Podnapping, where we nap a pod, we take a topic of conversation or a segment from another thing, and we do it ourselves. This week is my week, and I got this suggestion from Ashley in our Discord. She said she was listening to another podcast.
What? In our Discord?
How dare. It was on Smosh Pit.
Okay.
It's personality quizzes. Would love to hear you guys go through some corny BuzzFeed quizzes together. It's okay, but I think we might have even done like a really long time ago.
We had a whole period when we discovered that you just do BuzzFeed quizzes.
Yeah.
I reckon it was months on end of just, I've got another BuzzFeed quiz here, Nelson.
Yeah. What I really like actually is the ones that are so outlandish in their claims.
Yeah.
That they correlate two things, and you're like, this is insane.
Yeah. So, we can tell how you're going to die by your favorite episode of Gilmore Girls or something.
Exactly, stuff like that. So I've got a couple here. I feel like they get maybe more outlandish or something. Okay, the first one is choose only breakfast foods for the day to reveal which member of the Fantastic Four you're the most like. All right.
I love in some of these when you can see how they're doing it. They'll be like, "Oh, do you want this bowl of rocks?"
Yeah.
Yeah. I know which one this will be.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So maybe you should answer them. I'll give you the choices.
Okay.
You answer them. Okay. Avocado toast, eggs Benedict, buttermilk pancakes, breakfast sandwich.
I feel like buttermilk pancake. You know what I'm going to try and do? I'm going
to try and get wins once for which.
So I'm going to go for Johnny Storm, and I reckon. Do you reckon he's the buttermilk pancakes or the sandwich? I reckon he might be the buttermilk pancakes.
I was going to say sandwich, but okay. Yeah, buttermilk pancakes?
I'll go buttermilk pancakes.
All right. Breakfast burrito, French toast, oatmeal, scrambled eggs.
French toast. I think he has like a sweeter tooth because he's a younger guy, is my thought here.
Yeah. Okay, French toast. Yeah, that's good. I reckon he could go the breakfast burrito though too, maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Cereal, blueberry muffins, steak and eggs, Belgian waffles. I don't know if it makes a difference, but the cereal that they've got the image on is like Fruit Loops.
Yeah. I feel like that would be the Johnny. I feel like what are the options for this one?
Cereal, blueberry muffins, steak and eggs, Belgian waffles.
I feel like steak and eggs
is that the thing for sure.
What's that?
That's the thing.
Yeah, but I don't picture Reed Richards really doing Belgian waffles or
blueberry muffins.
Yeah, I guess blueberry muffins.
No, I don't know.
I'll go cereal.
Cereal, yeah. Okay. I think this is the last one. Nope, it's not. Okay. Lox bagel. It's just a bagel.
Yeah.
I don't know what a lox bagel is. It's bagel. This one, it looks like it has salmon and cream cheese. Fruit salad, overnight oats, toast.
Toast. Because it's the one that you have to put the least thought into.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
overnight oats you're planning. That's a
Yeah.
real Reed Richards kind of situation.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Acai bowl, sprinkled donuts, omelette, or yogurt parfait.
The thing here's what I'm now just realizing is Johnny Storm's also a jock.
Oh, maybe he's looking after his body a bit more.
Maybe he's actually looking after his body a bit more. Because all the kind of muscular things, I'm like, well, that's the thing. But is the thing actually eating all the snacks?
Yeah, he's a snacky guy.
I think there's a pretty good chance I'm going to end up being the thing.
There might be a chance that you can flip it from now. Camber.
Okay, so what are these options again?
Oh my God, Camber, we're going to go through this faster. I didn't realize how many there were.
Okay.
Acai bowl, sprinkled donuts, omelette, yogurt parfait.
First one.
Acai bowl.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Strawberry and cream crepes, huevo rancheros. I don't know what that is, but it looks like it's got like eggs and like beans and stuff, maybe. Banana bread, hash brown patties.
Hash brown patties.
Yeah. Oh, I love a hash brown patty. Bacon and egg and cheese bagel.
Yep.
Stuffed French toast again. Quiche, blueberry pancakes.
First one.
Bacon and egg and cheese.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Chocolate chip muffins, butter croissants, cinnamon rolls, ham and eggs.
Second one.
Butter croissants. Oh. Granola bars, cheese Danish, chocolate chip pancakes, chicken and waffles. Chicken and waffles is the most insane.
How old is this
breakfast
quiz?
food. It must not be that old.
Well, my other thought is if this is around the 2015 Fantastic Four, because BuzzFeed, is BuzzFeed still around doing this?
Yeah, I think this is.
Okay. So let's say that they're going with the new movie.
Yeah. No, I think that's it. Because like I went to the website and they also had one for like Wednesday characters.
Okay, yeah, cool.
So yeah.
Okay, that makes me feel better. I forgot the options are, so I'm going to go with the second one.
Cheese Danish.
Yeah.
Okay. Choose one more breakfast dish. Oh, thank God. Pumpkin bread, biscuit. Do you know what's insane? Like we all know this is stupid. Why did they put so many?
Yeah,
Do like 3. Anyway.
They're going to collect enough data before they can accurately tell which Fantastic Four character I am.
Yeah, sorry, I'm the fool here. I don't believe in the science behind this.
Yeah.
Clearly, this is right. Okay, pumpkin bread, biscuits and gravy, shakshuka.
Charcuterie. Oh, no.
I thought it was shakshuka, but they've.
I can't see
No,
what the
maybe
word
I'm
is.
wrong. I'm wrong, probably.
I can't see what the word is.
Cheese grits.
Cheese grits.
All right. Oh my God, you are not going to believe this. Reed Richards.
Am I really?
You're the human rubber band of curiosity and intellect.
Okay.
Your brain is always stretching to new dimensions, and your friends rely on you to concoct the wildest plans. It's okay. Sure, I would think that he's a measured man, but that's different, I suppose.
To me, he seems like a real steak and eggs kind of guy. It's like whatever will give me the nutrition I need for this point.
Oh, see, I thought steak and eggs was for sure the thing. Okay.
Yeah, that's true because it's kind of bulky. I feel like in the new movie, Johnny's always like walking around with a box of cereal, eating little bits of it. Like,
yeah,
that's his vibe.
Okay,
but we can't deny the science of it. So
yeah, well, we've definitely got Reed Richards. I want to do another quick one here because I think this is also like their claim is really bold, and this one's much shorter, so don't worry. There's only like 4 or 5 things to choose from. Okay, it is pick out a corporate event menu, and we'll guess with 99.8% accuracy which industry you work in.
Oh, okay, great. Now,
I'm guessing you're doing it for the event.
Should we make it clear to the listener? I'll say what industry I'm in, and then pick, and they will see. All of us will see whether or not BuzzFeed could work it out.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
I work. I am a producer at a podcast company here in Australia. Mm-hmm. Also, it does blur the line between podcast and radio. Like, there's 2 radio stations where I work. Occasionally, I'll do some work for them. So
I feel like you can say that's like entertainment, right?
Entertainment,
like
media, all this kind of stuff.
Something like that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's how they get you. You're like, well, technically, you could be in a bunch of different categories. Okay. The events started.
Yeah.
What have you organized for breakfast? pastries, avocado toast, omelets, fruit.
Should I answer what my work does?
Well, yeah, maybe you should. Yeah.
I feel
and
like
if you're not sure what you think they would do.
Yes,
in
yeah.
those scenarios.
I feel like pastries is not uncommon if we're doing something in the office. They've got like a pastries and a coffee cart.
Yeah. Pastries. Okay. This is good. What's for morning tea? The pastries from breakfast, muesli and yogurt, salmon Benedict, toast and spreads.
Here's the thing, Nelson.
Yeah.
At my work, once a month, they restock the breakfast bar, which has all of these things.
Oh, no.
And then as the month goes, obviously it gets depleted and then it gets restocked.
I feel like you have to, it's like, I'm picturing events that I've done at work before where it's like, you've got a workshop day.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I was just at an event. They did pastries and coffee when they arrived, but they did have bowls of fruit on the tables, which was more of like a snack afterwards.
Oh. Were there any leftover pastries?
Yeah, I guess there was. Yeah, I guess that's leftover pastries.
I think maybe that's it. Yeah. The pastries from I want to say this is 100% what I like in my workplace, which is just government, I guess. It would somebody's paying for the pastries.
Yeah.
Government does not pay for workshop food. This is like a manager has bought in pastries out of their own pocket. And of course, that's what's for the morning tea because they're not paying for more food afterwards. Anyway, what are you serving for lunch? Assorted wraps, salads, assorted sandwiches, tacos.
The thing about working at a radio station is they do a lot of contra. So normally it's like a restaurant chain will provide all of the catering and then they'll do a shout out on the radio for the restaurant.
That's so bizarre. And they like, oh, anyway, we had a workshop day today and Nando's gave us some stuff. So cheers. Thanks for that.
We had one recently that was schnitz, which is like chicken schnitzels and whatnot. And I think it was just like the midday producers like, oh, this breaks thanks to schnitz. You can go down. Yeah, it's like a very small, inconsequential thing that no one will hear. But
yeah.
But I guess if they had to, sometimes they use a catering company that does wraps.
Assorted wraps. Okay, we're locked in.
Yeah.
What's on the menu for afternoon tea? Cinnamon scrolls, pies, oysters, spring rolls.
Oysters?
Oysters is fancy AF.
Yeah. It's cinnamon scroll, I guess. I feel like we don't do that much afternoon. A lot of the time, there'll be some big event, and then there'll be an email around being like, "Hey, this is left over in the kitchen," but it's all sorts. It's all sorts of stuff. The last thing that was there was some kind of it's gonna sound like we're sponsored by Big Chicken at the company, but. The last two, in fact, have been there was an on-air promotion for McWings, which is the new McDonald's wings. Okay. And they sent over heaps of McWings for this radio show, and they're like, this is too much, and they put them in the kitchen. And the second one was for a training day. For some reason, it was catered by Nini Korean Chicken.
Okay.
And again, that was just an email being like, hey, there's like 12 boxes of Nini
way too much
chicken in the thing. Please take it home.
Camber, why haven't you once text me? Be like, hey. Hey, Big Chicken's got to us again. Come over for lunch.
What is it? What suits this?
Okay, are you locking in cinnamon scrolls?
I guess, yeah. Occasionally we've had like savory treats. I would say most often.
Okay. And finally, what will your guests eat at dinner?
Oh, okay.
Steak, wraps, seafood, chicken parma. I said parma.
Yeah.
Western Australia.
I appreciate that. I feel like if there was a work thing, it would most likely be steak.
Steak. Oh, okay. Fancy. Oh, my God, Kevin. Oh, my God. You definitely work in entertainment.
Hey! Look,
it
said it was 99.8% accuracy, and we can't doubt it.
Yeah, based on this one. In fact, they could probably raise that to 100, I reckon, if they want.
If you did this quiz and you pick this secret thing every time that says they will not provide food. At the end, it'll be like, you definitely work in the Australian government.
Okay, let me quickly do this. Like I said, okay, pastries again for breakfast.
Yeah.
What are you serving for lunch? It's just assorted sandwiches. What's the menu for afternoon tea? I mean, honestly, nothing. But I have seen spring rolls being served before.
Okay,
I'll do that. Finally, what will your guests eat at dinner? Okay, so here's the thing. Like I said, nothing is paid for in government, so everybody has to buy their own stuff. And I feel like chicken parma is like pub food.
Yes, yeah.
So I'm going to say chicken parma. Oh, you definitely work in the entertainment industry. All right. I get it. I see what's happened here. It's just always
banking on people working in the entertainment industry for this to work.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
it's funny because we were impressed until we did it again.
Yeah. Damn it. It's banking on no one ever doing it again.
Yeah.
Or just people from the same workplace doing it.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
you
guys,
should try
I did
this quiz.
You should do it too. Okay. Anyway, those were some stupid BuzzFeed quizzes, or accurate BuzzFeed quizzes, really. And now, oh shit.
I think we should save this.
Let's do this for the next one.
Yeah.
But if you would like to write into us, you can do so. readitpodcast, readitpodcast at gmail.com. You can also reach us at our Discord.
Don't do it.
Show notes. Or no, don't do it though. Don't join these hooligans that have okay, I have to say this is kind of funny. I just find it so there's an age of person that I obviously don't identify with. And it's that age where they're like, do you know what would be effing hilarious? Is we'll all join a Discord. And that's it. I don't know why, but I find it funnier that people find this funny.
It's even funny because our Discord is so nonplussed.
It's so
we're just like, oh,
whatever. Yeah, like maybe if it was a way bigger server, it'd be like more noticeable. That look, they're getting raided or whatever. I think we're just like, oh yeah, all right, you guys do you. Have your fun.
We're not gonna stop you.
Anyway, join our Discord if you want or not, whatever. And thanks for listening. We will read you later.